The experiment on Ben Grimm has been successful, and he can now change between his human and Rocky forms. But it has also taken away his conscience, and so he's smashing cars, knocking people out of the way, wrapping builders up in girders to then dunk them into the river, before bowling large pieces of metal at other builders that fled from him. He's gone bad, and the police show up. But as mentioned, Ben can become human again, so he simply does that, and points the police in the other direction, telling them that the Thing fled that way. We're reading every Spider-Man ever, and this is the Fantastic Four, issue 111, The Thing, Amok. With Johnny Storm chasing after Ben, and Sue leaving with Agatha and Franklin, Reed Richards thinks back to that experiment. Everything had worked, allowing his friend to change form from Ben to Thing with just a thought, but his personality over time slowly began to change until this latest rampage. Meanwhile and elsewhere, Johnny the Human Torch is searching for his friend Ben. Ben Grimm spots the torch and begins to throw metal at him. First a lamppost, then a car, then a hydrant, all melted by the Human Torch's fire powers. The Human Torch responds with fireballs and surrounds the Thing with fire, only for Ben to dig under the ground and launch a truck up into the air when he re-emerges. Johnny is able to save the driver, but a superhero-hating crowd forms, turns on him, and the Human Torch flees. Speaking of superhero-hating, Jonah Jameson demands to know why Robbie Robertson won't print an editorial that's negative about the Fantastic Four. When Peter Parker arrives with pictures to sell, he's shouted down as Jonah marches away with a portable typewriter to write his own editorial against superheroes. Elsewhere, more terrible people are making trouble for the Fantastic Four as their landlord gives them 24 hours to move out, since a crowd has gathered outside the Baxter building to protest them devaluing property values in the area. When the landlord gets in Reed's face, Reed snaps, calling the landlord a hypocrite who wanted them to move in when they were famous and who only cares about money. And so the landlord flees, chased by a giant fist. Then, across town, it's time for a short-lived rematch between the Thing and the Human Torch. As Johnny approaches, Ben bends metal until he has a large iron funnel that he uses to douse the Human Torch's flame. While the Human Torch needs rescuing from the police, the Thing fights them elsewhere, throwing their own cars back at them. Defeated, the Human Torch returns to Reed, who needs his help. There's only one person who can reach the Thing now, so Johnny flies up into the sky and leaves a message. Bruce Banner, contact FF, urgent. And Bruce Banner sees the message and remains calm in the back of a taxi as he heads to the Baxter building. But his calm is broken by the Thing pulling out trees, and suddenly the Hulk smashes out from the back of the taxi and marches to face his old enemy. And this time the Thing won't escape. Thanks for watching and joining me on this journey to read every Spider-Man comic ever. There are new recaps every Thursday or extra ones if you sign up on Patreon. Next week, Spidey fights Namor alongside Daredevil, but until that issue, here's a fun fact about this one. This is the first appearance of the Fantastic Four's landlord, who will continue to be terrible to them until they buy the building in issue 244.